Morning Mindy Show on Kids Place Live. Good morning, Tori.
Good morning, Mindy.
Wow, what's shaking bacon? You sound like you're in a good mood.
I am in a good mood. I am trying to soak up every ounce of happiness and joy and hope that I can. And this week I've got a lot of it because I'm getting married in like 6 days.
Yeah! Is it a whole 6 days? 5 days, really? I never know what to count. Like if you count the day you're in or You're getting married this week.
It's
on
strange,
Saturday.
Mindy. There's no other way to describe it. It feels kind of strange.
What would you say is the biggest difference between the wedding that you had been planning and the wedding you're having now thanks to this global pandemic?
The biggest difference is just the size of it. We had planned a big wedding. We were going to have 100 people in this big ballroom, and we were going to have a big fancy dinner for everybody, and dancing, and a DJ, and, you know, extended family and friends, and it was just going to be big, everything big, 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 big. But at the end of the day, a wedding is two people agreeing to spend their lives together, and we're still doing that. It's just small. So we're having a smaller cake.
Yeah.
We're having a smaller dinner. We're having a smaller flower bouquet. But all the bits and pieces are still kind of there. So all the important things are still getting done. There's still like a paperwork that has to be done, which is a really surprising and boring part of getting married. But so we're still happy. We're still very excited. But it is itty bitty.
But the love is not. The love stays the same. In fact, I would say maybe the love is even bigger now because of this, since all the time that you and Dan have gotten to spend together during this time of stay-at-home orders and everything else. And, you know, I got to say, Tori, I've been talking to you for months over this, about this, since all of this stuff has happened, and, you know, thinking, I think we're still going to be able to have, but June's a long way away, right? Yep, June's a long way away. We still might be able to do things to realizing, oh, okay, the wedding's going to be a little bit different, to, you know, okay, we're going to have to change everything. We're going to have, and you have had such a good attitude from the start, because I think that you realize that, like you just said, all of the really important parts are still there. And this made me think of like so many kids who have had their graduations postponed or canceled or changed, or their birthdays postponed or changed, or, you know, anything that you could be looking for, dance recitals, plays. I think everybody listening right now had to have something canceled or changed or postponed that they were really looking forward to, or something that had been working really hard toward. To see it not happen and the day go by and it not happen the way they thought it would. And I just want to say I'm just so impressed with how so many of you have handled these things, and you specifically, Tori, like with such a big moment in your life, and you're still smiling. You're still getting married. It's still happening. It's not the way you had envisioned it, but maybe it could wind up being even better. It's a new story you're going to have.
What I will say is a lot of the strength, I appreciate you saying that, but a lot of, I think, the strength and joy that you're seeing in the mornings after I've had an entire night of processing and maybe crying and being sad.
Aww.
And I think it's also important to say that those feelings are also valid, and that you can be upset, and it's okay to feel disappointed.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel sad. And I have felt a lot of those things too. So even if I seem, you know, positive and optimistic, I don't feel that way all the time. But as long as I am feeling the optimism a little bit more often than the negative, then that's okay. So that is the upswing that I'm trying to keep myself on as I go into this weekend.
Okay, so allow yourself to feel all the feelings. But I think that's where like an attitude of gratefulness comes in. You've been very grateful through this whole process. I've noticed that. You're like, well, you know, I still have my fiance. We still have our love. We still have the ability to do this. I still have my wedding dress. You've been able to see all the things that you do have, and that's why you're making this happen. And I've seen kids do that with their birthday parties and with their dance recitals moved online, and you know, their play turned into some sort of an online thing, or you know, just different ways of doing things. And yeah, let yourself have a good cry. Let yourself feel all of your emotions, and then also, you know, allow some of that gratefulness to help get you through. So anyway, I'm really excited for you this Saturday, Tori. And
Me
I hope you
too,
have a
Mindy.
great
Thank you.
week leading up to your wedding. All right, so we're going to talk about that a little bit more in a few minutes, but I also want to talk next about this kid in Kenya, 9 years old, who just won a big award from the president of Kenya for something he invented. I'll explain everything coming up next.